Alright everybody, I'm back here again with another video. Camaro is up on jack stands. Got those tall stands on this thing. It's probably about a good, I don't know, 1.5 feet off the ground or more. So the idea here is to, for one, pull transmission out, to put a new flex plate in, which I'm going to order probably today, and the idea is next Saturday pull a all-nighter and try to get the trans out, put that Hughes converter in that I was pointing out last time, 3000 stall, whatever, in there as well. Replace the hardware for the flex plate and everything, get everything Loctited, make sure no issues are going to arise. I haven't decided what plate I'm going to go with yet. I can't remember the brand of the one I was looking at, but the other one was just an ATI on Summit. It's like $170, something like that. And the other one was another brand that I was researching that looked pretty solid. So I guess we'll get into what's going on. Just for starters, see what I did there? I'm sorry, I'm so cringy. So this has a CVR Pro Torque high torque starter in it. These are like 1.9 horsepower. So it's a pretty beefy starter, and as you can see, all that noise that this thing was making, actually the starter is unscathed. So these things come out super quickly. What I don't like about this starter in particular is it's a universal style for both the bolt patterns. There's a staggered bolt pattern or a straight bolt pattern. I think like the 283s, 327s were straight, and then the 350s, 400s, whatever, they had the staggered style. So they actually use an Allen for this bolt over here, and I hate it, and it's terrible to get out. But the starter is an absolute beast when you put the proper wire for it. I think I got like a 4-gauge wire, so it just rips. When the flywheel isn't ground down to the point where the thing doesn't start the car anymore. So we don't have any cracking or anything on the nose of the starter. Obviously this doesn't have a cone. It has more of just, like a billet aluminum piece on the front here. But yeah, so that's okay. That's very important because this is like a $200 starter. And I did that on purpose, so it would have a high torque sort of guy. So in the next clip that I film here, I'll get under the car and just show what it takes to drop the trans out of this thing. I'll show you what the flex plate looks like, and then I'll just probably get into pulling the drive shaft out and pulling the trans cross member most likely. And then we got a transmission jack back in the corner on the floor down there. Just need some oil put in it, and then that should be ready to go. So yeah, let's get into that. Alright, so as you guys can see, we're down here under the car. So obviously here's where the starter bolts in. One bolt here, and then one bolt there. So the teeth, you can pretty much tell right there. I mean, they are done for on this flex plate. Let's see if I can get in here and get a close look at those. I'm not sure how that looks because I can't tell where I'm at, but not good. This trans pan needs pulled because it's leaking like a sieve. The downshift cable, that's just gonna go. I have a ICT billet delete for that. It's got a pretty poopy oil leak. There's a lot of oil on the bell housing, which it kind of seems like it's a little bit of a build-up sort of thing, so I'm not sure what exactly is going on there, but there's quite a bit of oil just around. So we're gonna have to get that figured out. I know this motor has a pretty bad oil leak. Well, I guess I wouldn't say pretty bad, but like all around the oil pan it leaks, the drain plug leaks, you can see. Like, it's a small block Chevy. They're normally pretty bad for that kind of stuff. And there's literally a running joke about them, is that they leak a lot of oil. But this thing leaks too much oil, so I need to figure out some of the bigger oil leaks so I can get this thing, in tip-top shape to actually drive, as long as getting some exhaust leaks fixed and everything else. So I think I'm going to get into pulling the drive shaft out there. Trans cross member is here. So that's not too bad. I've done this plenty of times, but yeah, we can just drop the drive shaft down, and then yeah, it shouldn't be too bad. So we'll get into that here shortly. Wham bam, just like that. Drive shaft's out. So pretty easy if you've never taken one out before. It's just 2 straps, which is 2 bolts per strap. 13 mil on this one. Custom made drive shaft. It's just mild steel, sanded and clear coated. So that's that. That's the first step. I think all I'm gonna do today is just try to get the trans cross member down out of this thing. So yeah, we'll get that going. Alright, so next is going to be this BMR cross member. Well, and then the torque arm as well has to come out of here, but that's only 4 bolts as well. This is 2 13s on this side, and then 2 more 13s on this side. And then the bolt that actually holds it on the trans is right in the middle. So then, like I said, the torque arm has to come out, which has the 2 bolts there, and then the 2 down on the bottom side. So yeah, let me get them guys out here. Alright, so the top 2 are out, which are a carriage style bolt. They sit in this slot, if you can see that. And then that's where the adjustability is, and the adjustable trans cross member. It's the point of it. And there's a bunch of little holes there as well. And then these ones are just regular, just hex head style. So once I get these 2 out, this thing, the whole rear end is going to just be basically sitting up against the unibody of the car up there, because this torque arm isn't getting detached from the rear back there. Sorry about these camera angles. This is really hard to film because I'm on a creeper. My face is about 5 inches away from the floor. So, but yeah, so once I knock those 2 bolts out, this thing's going to be out of the way. And then the cross member can come out with those 4 bolts that bolt to the floor, and then the one that bolts to the trans. So let's get into that. Alright, and there we go. This thing is loose. I'm actually happy that this ended up happening this way, because the torque arm bolts in the rear aren't tight. So this thing's actually just like completely loose, which is not good. So it's a really good thing that I'm pulling this trans out of this car right now, because that could have ended very badly if something happened with that and it came loose somehow or something. So yeah, now many of the steps there are done. Pretty much just gotta disconnect it from the trans and then just take it down from the unibody of the car. So we'll give that a shot here then, and I'll let you guys back in on this once I get this thing out of here. So yeah, let me get that. I'm sorry, this camera angles are terrible. If I didn't mention it before, it's just not good. because of how little space there is under this thing. So yeah, let's get this thing out of here. Alright, got the jack on the train just for some light pressure, because it started to get a little gap in it when I took these bolts out, as you guys saw. So I'm going to get the other bolts pulled out on the other side, and then probably try to let it down a little bit, and see what happens. And then we'll have to go from there, but let me get these other two bolts out, and then get that bolt out of the middle, so this thing can come out. Alright, last but not least, get this thing out of here. This might be better to do with two hands, so I'm gonna stop filming, but she's about to come out, boys and girls, this time. Let's go. Okay, and just like that, cross members out, drive shafts out. It's supported, and really all that's left is the linkage. There's two bolts on the side, and then there's a few that run across the top, which are kind of a pain to get to, but we got it in and out many times to mock it up, so I think that we'll be okay. But I think I'm gonna end off the work portion here, because I don't really want to try to pull this trans right now. I'm just gonna wait, and especially since I don't have the flex plate anyway. So yeah, I'm gonna make one more clip just to end off the video, but made some progress. Makes it easier for the video that'll be getting the actual entire transmission out of this thing. So we did it. Alright everybody, so I'm gonna end this video off here. Like I showed, got the drive shaft out, got the trans cross member out, got the trans, some support under it. Basically it's cooler lines, and then bell housing bolts. I mean, that's pretty much it. So really not bad at all. This thing's probably, it's not gonna get rebuilt, but I want to pull the pan, do a new gasket, that ICT billet, delete kit you have to do with the pan off anyway, where you delete the kickdown cable. So I'm gonna do that, and then put the new flex plate in, put the new converter in it, and then throw the thing back in. But in the middle of all that, got to try to figure out this whole oil leak situation. So yeah, and then we should be able to get this thing fired back up and hopefully running and ready to go. So yeah, thank you all for the support on the channel. I have a lot of people wanting shirts already, which is awesome. We're still making them at home. Haven't really made the decision whether I want to just end up getting them made somewhere. I think it's cool to have that, made at home sort of, feel to them for being a small channel. But, it's a lot of money to invest when I'm not making money off of YouTube yet, and I still have a while to go for that. That's the idea with this whole thing eventually. So, I'm just trying to get my projects going so I can make track videos over the summer, and hopefully, start getting some more attention. And maybe eventually I'll be running with the big dogs. Maybe not, but I'm going to try my absolute hardest. That's how I am. And you bet that's what's going to happen. So, I'm going to end this video out here. Like, subscribe, dislike if you would like to. That's on you. And then as well, like I've said before, if you're looking for merch, here's a couple shirts that we got so far. I'll lay them out here. We got the Crown Garage Camaro established 2023. You know, this is like one of the first full ones that was made. We got the KG on the sleeve with the crown, and then we have an American flag patch on that, and it's a pocket shirt. And then as well, that was my girlfriend's design, who has been amazing with help through this. You know, I didn't really do much on that design, and I love that design. This design was mine. Doing it on this nice green color. We're doing them on just some Gildan shirts. This one's not actually, but now we're doing them on 60/40 Gildan shirts. So it's a really nice design. We're actually going to do it with a light transfer paper. So this is actually, all this white is actually green because it's the color of the shirt, which is going to be awesome. We've done that on gray. It turned out really good. So yeah, guys, if you're interested, like I said, comment your size, your name. You know, I put my email in the description, and you can get a hold of me that way too for shipping details and whatnot, and you know, the price. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm out.